Welcome to World Desk. I'm John Yearwood. Today we're talking Afrobeat with a young man who needs little introduction. Seun Kuti, son of Afrobeat legend Fela Kuti, is in Miami for a one-night-only concert. He's the frontman for his father's band, Egypt 80. We're going to talk politics and music, a Kuti tradition. Seun, welcome to World Desk and welcome to Miami.
I'm happy to be here.
Congratulations on your latest album, From Africa with Fury, Rise. That's an incredible name.
Yeah, it's an original title, I have to say.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I wanted to ask you another question, but first, how did you come up with that title?
As a youth man from Africa, you see a lot of opportunities. You have to be great, but so many forces standing in your way to achieve that. A lot of us living in frustration. That's why I use fury and not anger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, as I said, I love the title. I know it focuses on some of the democratic movements that we're seeing happening in Africa, particularly in North Africa. What message do you think young people in the region, in Africa, on the continent, should take away from this album?
For me, always I try to use my album to inspire my generation in Africa. This is my first goal with every word I speak on my album, So I think, young Africans should be able to take away a lot of education from my album, a lot of perception about where we truly are and what we need to move forward. Because we need to start thinking of an Africa that will benefit Africans. We've been trying the Western experiment for about 500 years now. So I think it's time for Africa to begin to look at itself, towards itself,
And you told me that you've played in Dakar and other parts of Africa, and that becomes extremely clear to you when you go to a place like Gorée Island and see that.
Even in Ghana, you go to Ghana, and even in Nigeria, you go to Badagry.
Yeah.
I think Gorée Island and the place in Ghana, they have a they have nothing on Badagry. You go to Badagry, so families still keep their, the slave trading families still keep all the heirlooms from those days, and you see how people were treated and how they were taken, and you see the point of no return. They still have it there like a tourist site where, so you see that, but now Africa is getting back to that because for the first time in about 120 years, a lot of Africans are educated and we are all over the world free and able to achieve stuff. So I think this is the time for Africans now to see the truth and not follow the propaganda that, we have to do what the West wants. That's the only way African can be free and develop. No, if Africans themselves begin to see Africa for what it is as our own land and take what is ours and begin to develop it for us, then Africans can begin to benefit from their continent,
Well, that's an interesting question because I wanted to ask you about Mr. Big Thief. I mean, it's such a powerful song, but do you think that there would come a time when to talk about the Big Thief, whether it's in Africa or other parts of the world, is no longer a relevant song as it relates to Africa?
Well, I think Mr. Big Thief is everywhere in the world, not only in Africa or in Nigeria. Yeah. I don't think government anywhere in the world represent their people. There's no government in the world today that can stand up and tell me, oh, I'm representing the primary cause of my people. Nah, government everywhere represents big business and money, to make big business grow and to make more money. That's what government anywhere is about. But the only problem is that in Africa, government is about that irrespective of the people. Over here, they try to hide it from the people, put a little floss on it to make people seem, our government is trying to do something for us, but in Africa, they don't care at all. The people come last in the agenda.
Going back to Rise, what's your favorite track on the album?
I don't have a favorite track. I see myself as married to my music and raising children, so it's bad parenting to have a favorite kid.
I'll take. But let me ask you in a different way. Which track do you play most often?
And I'm one of those artists that after I record my songs, I don't listen to them when I'm on my own, except I'm playing with the band. I don't drive in my car and bore my friends with my own music.
Who do you listen to when you're in your car?
I listen to all sorts of stuff, partly to just know I'm the best, one. And secondly, not to feel like, I'm just trapped in my own world, listening to my music all the time. But I listen to a lot of my father. I can't help it, because it helps my work, it helps my mind, it inspires me, a lot of reggae music, I have to admit, some pop music gets me. I'm in Miami.
Yeah, well, for whatever it's worth, I listen to your father when I'm in my car too, so I guess we have something in common. But I posted on Facebook that I was going to do this interview, and I asked folks that what should I ask you? And one of my friends in New York, Logan, wanted to know whether you've seen Fela on Broadway, which I know you have. But the question is, have you or your family members benefited any from the proceeds of the play?
Well, for tax reasons, I won't tell you specifically how much I've benefited, but yeah, it's been a good venture for the family and everybody that's been involved, I have to say.
well, that's good, because there was a concern that the family will not.
No. I think the producer of the play, Mr. Hendel, you have to give him a lot of credit. Steve Hendel has done a lot, not only for the play, for Afrobeat music as well. I'm signed to his label, Knitting Factory. He signed my brother as well. My dad is signed to him. So we're involved in everything in terms of the play, in terms of the music. We're trying to move Afrobeat as one force. I think the Broadway idea had to be the only way to bring Fela to mainstream America, because Fela refused to Americanize his music, and we all know America. If you don't Americanize your music, they don't want to listen to you.
That brings up a question from another friend, caller here in Miami, wanted to know whether or not you were surprised at all by the success of your father's, new, it seems, musical career, and how that it's come back in such a big way.
Well, I think Afrobeat had never really had its own time, to shine, and it's a shame Fela is not around to experience the time now, but this is Afrobeat's time, because just before Fela died, there was that momentum, there was that push, it was about to happen, but then he died, so it stopped everything. And over the years, because when you have something powerful and something that is true, that people can believe in, it doesn't die with the man, because people still live with it and believe in it, so it continued to grow, and it's back here today. And I'm happy to say that there are a lot of bands now playing Afrobeat music that it's actually impossible, to stop the movement, I tell you.
I know on stage, the energy is almost infectious, and there's just so much energy on stage. One of my friends asked from Facebook whether or not you're in the market for any backup singers. And certainly, I know dancers are incredible on the show, but she's, interesting enough, isn't asking about dancing, she's asking about singing. Do you like any backup singers?
In Egypt 80, the thing is, if you want to sing as backup, you have to know how to dance as well. Both go hand in hand, so it's always open. It's a big family. There's no limit to the amount of people that can be in the Egypt 80. So, hence, Fela used to tour with 70 people.
Wow. What's the size of the group
No,
that you're touring with?
20.
20?
Yeah, far cry. This is why I know I'll never, buy a house on Miami Beach, but I can't complain either.
well, look, Shade, thank you a bunch for coming and hanging out with us on the World Desk today. We're looking forward to your show, and we know it's going to be really fantastic.
My pleasure. I'm always happy to be talking to people everywhere in the world.